All right. We can go ahead and dim the lights a little bit. Sports. Who here likes sports? Some people. This is a fucking improv theater. I can only imagine so many. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Charlie Madsen's Sports Machine. Now, I didn't used to be a fan of sports. I played a lot of video games, comic books. I still play with G.I. Joe until I was about 15. But in college, I actually learned to enjoy sports for what they were because I had learned how to socialize with other people and human beings. And I sort of developed a weird habit that is now an intense hobby that I can't get past and get over. And I'm going to share that with you this evening. This is how most people view the 2014 NFL season. That's Richard Sherman after the Seahawks lost on a touchdown to Tom Brady, who of course won the Super Bowl. This is how I view the 2014 NFL season. This is weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a spreadsheet that I created in Microsoft Excel tracking wins and losses, which of course led to, this is the NFC North right here. Here we have an actual flow chart that shows the transition where the Bears just shit the bed right here and then continued shitting the bed the rest of the season. Right here is where I see hope. And this is the way I interpret things and I interpret sports. Here we go. Baseball. Astros off to a good start. Isn't that great? Yeah. Well, now, here's how I see that. There we go. This is the 2015 Major League Baseball season as I see it in a year-over-year progress chart, tracking the wins from each season. And if you look right up here, the laser pointer will show you, the Houston Astros are already off to a great start. I have a problem. This is this is the basketball season right here. Oh, look at that year-over-year stats for the NBA. Oh, look at the win tracker for this season. Now you'll see the progress, which I update on a daily basis as I watch the 82-game NBA season. And you'll just look the way the Golden State Warriors really went away with those games. I don't have cable, so I didn't watch any of them, but I'll be damned, that looks great. Oh, look at Steph Curry beating the Cleveland Cavaliers in that basketball game I didn't watch. But I tracked it in my Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Because that's how I interpret information, because I'm a genetic freak who doesn't know how to socialize with other human beings. This is an algorithm I created which subtracted the top 5 scores from each team and then determined how much effort came in off the bench during these games. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg for me because it's sort of a fantasy sport, if you will. And it's a combination of my favorite thing, video games, sports, and spreadsheets. I fucking love them. Now here's how most people play fantasy. A bunch of middle-aged men wearing players' jerseys for a sport they can't compete in, getting drunk and gambling money they have. I don't have money, I'm not old, and I don't know how to socialize. I prefer whiskey. This is basically what it is to most people who actually watch sports. This is what they see me doing. Spreadsheets are my white tiger. And it all started with video games. I have owned every single one of these video games, bought and resold them. I haven't even watched real sports. I've played the video games. And over time, I've created my own fantasy world of sports, wherein Peyton Manning played for the New York Jets, and Kevin Durant has won 3 championships with the Atlanta Hawks. Anyone who's familiar with sports knows neither of those things has ever happened. Here we have Carmelo Anthony on NBA Live 2005. This is where it all started because I bought this game in college and I played it. And as I played the game, you realize that in the 2003 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons made a huge mistake by drafting that bastard. That's Darko Milicic. He sucks. Now, they had the number 2 overall pick and they picked him instead of Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, of course, went to the Denver Nuggets. But what if he didn't? What if Carmelo Anthony played for the 2003 championship-winning Detroit Pistons? And in 2005, I thought, what if? And that's what ruined the rest of my life. Look at that jersey. Look at that game. You know how many more championships they could have won? This is the NFL depth chart on my computer of a fantasy NFL draft. This is every single team. You'll see Matt Castle is the quarterback for the Bears. Hasselbeck went to 3 straight AFC championships on the Bengals. He did not in real life. And so on and so on. Tony Romo for the Browns, Aaron Rodgers, Maurice Jones-Drew, and Calvin Johnson on the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, they won a championship. But here's the problem, is that 32 teams, 21 positions, 1,558 players, it took me 3 days and 16 hours every year to reorganize those rosters. I did that every year from 2006 to 2014. Every year. And that was just honestly too much of my time. Now, I would simulate the games with 512 separate Madden simulations for every single regular season game, not including the postseason, or a do-over when I thought the wrong team won, even though I'm leaving it up to the algorithm within the computer to discover it anyway. So, I said, that is just eating up too much of my time. So I stick to basketball statistics, ladies and gentlemen. This is the points per game of the Eastern Central League. Here we see the Chicago Bulls with Marcin Gortat, Kevin Garnett, Trevor Ariza, Dwayne Wade, and Jrue Holiday. We just re-signed Dwayne Wade this year for $20 million, and we're pretty proud of it. None of these teams have won championships this year, and I'm really concerned about Drummond and Cousins playing together because those fuckers are volatile. So how do I determine wins in my NBA fantasy league that I'm the only person who plays and no one else watches except me in my private time every single day of my life? Through points per game, total rebounds per game, field goal percentage, offensive, defensive, plus minus, which is still a theoretical stat. And, of course, contracts, because I still have to abide by caps. Otherwise, I just put all the great players on one team, and that's just insane. This is this year's standings. Oh, by the way, it's a 66-game season, not an 82-game season, because 82 games is too long. We start at Christmas, and I organize the entire schedule by myself in my free time. And anyone who's a fan of sports will notice that there is no 8th seed. What happened to the 8th seed? Well, I'll tell you right now. Yes. The 8th seed to me is boring. Look at all these teams, 1 through 8, East versus West, 82 games a season, but the 2 top teams deserve to win 1. I am bored with this immediately. I thought, let's mix it up. Why don't we have an 8th seed play-in tournament single elimination, which I hold in Las Vegas, in my head! And the 3rd place goes the #1 draft pick. So, here's how it panned out. New Orleans Pelicans, the Rockets, the Spurs, the Blazers, the Clippers, they all advanced into that single elimination tournament in Vegas where all the players enjoy. This is held in early May, obviously. Now, and then as they move to the East and the West, those Spurs advance. Derrick Rose is on the Spurs, by the way. Trailblazers with Millsap, Raptors with David Lee, and of course, Kobe Bryant got injured, so this year it's Tony Parker's Knicks. And they advanced, and the losers of these 3 got Karl Anthony Towns, and ladies and gentlemen, yes, he is on the Spurs, and Derrick Rose is excited this season. This is all something that's very important to me, and I've never told anyone else about it. Now, the Spurs and the Knicks, who of course won this tournament in advance, and they move forward into this championship 2015 NBA playoffs. First round's only 3 games, because I don't want to waste my time on a 7-game series. And then we go all the way down to the Grizzlies and the Heat. And boy, did they win. Look at those Miami Heat. That's Manu Ginobili, Anthony Davis, Andre Iguodala, Ty Lawson, and Vucevic. Now look at that, those points per game. Ah, it's just glorious. This is beautiful. The thing that really bothered me, though, is if you look up here, look at these divisions. Look at this conference. Memphis is playing in the West, when really they share the same time zone as Milwaukee, Chicago, Indiana. I can't abide with it. And so, instead of contracting the league like I've always wanted to and taking a team back to Seattle, what I've done instead is I've gone to a 5-region league, which includes the Southeast, the Big West, and Pacific Lakes, and Atlantic. And I'm really happy with this because it really saves people on travel time and everything else. And this, to me, is therapy. All this time, which I've been doing for about 8 years, organizing these leagues, simplifying schedules, it is just a thing of beauty. Color coding, and just organizing it, and it really takes me to a safe place that I'm very happy to share with you right now. We all have ways of relaxing, and this is what I do. While I'm doing this, I of course have time to watch every single wrestling pay-per-view in order, including the rise of the NWO. Currently, I am on every one of them, including WCW, ECW, and WWE, going back to 1979. And I've had time to watch this. Right now I'm on WrestleMania 14. I have a spreadsheet for that, too. Basically every single episode of Star Trek Next Generation. And, of course, I get to listen to WTF with Mark Maron. Because God forbid I wasted any time doing this. So, again, what you're seeing is a bunch of squares of colors and nonsense and bullshit and charts and numbers that probably makes me seem like a crazy person. But what I see up there is a thing of beauty. If anyone would like any questions on this setup, I'm more than happy to leave the stage. Half of you don't know about sports. Yes, go right ahead.
Just too sweet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. NWO. Yes, sir.
Is this real?
100%
Is this a
real.
joke?
No, 100% real. Yes.
Do you have an all-star game?
Yes, but I don't play it. It's bullshit. Anybody? Yeah.
Are you like a comedian who like does this, or like you just came up here to share this with us?
I've done comedy. I chose not to do it tonight. I almost had time to do it, and then instead I was working on my spreadsheets. Yeah.
Can you start one more time from the top?
Yeah. I'll get right into it. All right. Anybody else before I go? Yes, this is 100%. Yeah, go ahead.
Have you considered like submitting this to BitTank in some way?
BitTank? Oh, no one wants to pay for this, James.
It could be funny.
No, and for everyone who doesn't watch sports, I apologize. Everyone who does, I apologize. I just felt it was important. Because we all have that thing we do in our free time. And God forbid anybody saw what it was. Thank you so much.
Yeah!